Well, they have to because of the COVID situation. All right. This came about us within the last 8 weeks or so, and I just heard a couple of days ago where some of the VAT items on some of the essential food items will be taken off. So that is a step in the right direction, and also purchasing some of the fruits and vegetables from farmers and putting them in hampers. All these will add to the humanity. There's a lot of families in need, and just right, Trinidad and Tobago has come up to the task. I want to let you know that the corporate Trinidad and Tobago, they have come on board, and every day you see, today I saw Neil and Massey with courts and whatnot doing hampers, and every day there's so many companies doing hampers, and that has brought in a couple of minutes, we could go further because I want to touch on the fossil fuel extraction, in relation to the COVID in a few minutes, Jascribe, because what is the situation with the energy and the economy in America, Jascribe?
Well, oil prices have dropped to a record low. Nobody ain't going nowhere, so oil is like it's cheap. I notice oil prices too in Trinidad has dropped significantly. You know, but over here nobody really going anywhere. So oil prices have dropped to record lows. You know, yeah, record lows.
All right, and in Trinidad and Tobago, I want to let you know that we have a huge industrial with Lisas, and they one of the major companies they just shut down and laying off over 100 workers. And this is going to affect us. This is going to hit us hard. The stream is going to be affected. But let me just touch quickly. We're in COVID times. Southeast Trinidad have been supplying fossil fuel for nearly a century. All right. And this is the first time that our country is challenged with respect to fossil fuel production. All right, and we have several communities that are very, very in need in these COVID times. And only yesterday, there was a release by Touchstone.
Hello.
Yes. Yes. Are you hearing me, Jascribe? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, go ahead now.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Hello?
Yes, Touchstone. Yes. Touchstone International, Exploration International just completed an agreement, even though they cannot, be there physically, via the internet and the technology that is available. They held meetings and but they have not contributed any, they have not supported the community with respect to any sort of COVID, plan, simple plan, within which they operate. But they were able to put an agreement, a very, very, very sensitive agreement with our national gas company to extract the natural gas, for the next few years. All right. But what is noteworthy, Jascribe, they have not come forward to give even, a mask, all right, to one individual. But they never consulted the communities about these plans, all right? And it hurts me to know that I have to take time now to discuss that, when I should be discussing simple solutions in these COVID times. But here it is, we have to discuss this agreement with NGC and Touchstone, about taking out, extracting fossil fuel, to sell to the world, okay, and it will be revenue for us. But we don't know, we're not sure what will happen in a month or two. And these companies are making sure and planning to extract our fuel, we do have a problem with that, all right? But in these COVID times, they are not consulting with us, So that is one of my major concern right now in these COVID time with these multinational, like Heritage and Touchstone and National Gas Company. Just right?
Yeah. So you're saying that not giving nothing back to the communities during these hard times. Hello?
Yes, 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 Jascribe, so I know we have a few minutes again, and let's try to, continue to motivate each other, look at simple solutions, with respect to, how we can continue to fight this COVID while we wait on a cure from somewhere around the world. Have you heard anything, basically, whether there were any breakthroughs? I heard something with respect to Italy posting up something, but there's so much on social media, just right?
Well, from what I've been hearing, like most of the drugs that the president has suggested has been shut down because they weren't viable and yeah, they just didn't make sense. So, but I did hear something coming out of England that they were testing a drug that might be viable in 6 months to a year. Um, they tested a drug in some rhesus monkeys, and it showed promise, and then they moved to humans. As you know, rhesus monkeys share 98% of our DNA. So let's see, let's
All
see,
right.
let's see what happens. Hopefully, we find a cure for this dirty disease
Yeah.
soon.
So I know we just have about 5 or 10 minutes again. I want to ask you a question, Jascribe.
Uh-huh.
Our small nation, Trinidad and Tobago, we are number one right now with respect to medication, mitigation measures. All right, we have put some plans in place, within the last 8 weeks or so, and it has worked. Within the next few days, the prime minister have to address the nation. Do you think that our economy is hurting? People want to go back to work. People want to go out there. What simple suggestions can you share with us, so that we would not make a mistake, by opening our economy, by lowering some of the windows that we closed, oh, can you share some simple suggestions, just right?
Well, only thing I can say is, y'all can learn from us. We made a sad mistake by not closing down shop early, and it's cost dearly. You know, the figures that came out with those that died from COVID in America is horrific, 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 horrific. You know, some horrific.
All right. Well, thank you, Jascribe, again. Before we close, we have to make this crucial decision. Whether we should lift some of the restrictions. All right. I hope and pray that the 22 people, 23 people will, guide the prime minister. Also, very important is the science and our health, our DMO. All right, he will advise with respect to the health aspect. All right, and that is very very crucial. On Sunday, he will be addressing the nation. And I do hope that our citizens will continue. Whatever little restrictions that will be left. It is very important that we have to follow the rule by wearing masks. That mask is very, very, very important, just right.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta wear masks, gotta wear gloves, you gotta wash your hands, social distancing. 'Cause this thing is crazy. Dogs are getting it, pets are getting it now, kids are getting it. Like, oh my god, like I don't know. This thing is baffling a lot of people. First they said it was only human beings that could get this, but now pets are getting it, and pets are getting it, giving it to their owners. The cat is getting it, the dog is getting it. You know, now this thing spreading to livestock, you know. So these are some very rough times, some rough times ahead. Right now the death toll look like it's not even August yet, and I don't know if we have hit 100,000 or we soon hit 100,000 people dead in America from this COVID, and the numbers keep growing. And they predicted when the weather gets cold again, that this thing is gonna be more deadlier than it was before, combined with the flu. So I don't know. May God help us all. Go ahead, Uncle.
Yeah, well, just driving Trinidad and Tobago. We want to pray with you all. Pray for you all. We only had 8 deaths. Our condolences to those 8 families. Eight, eight, eight.
That's
It's
good.
not
My
80,
condolences too.
it's not
That's good.
800, it's not 2000. All right.
Hmm.
So we want to pray with you all. We want to continue to let people know that it's your mind, your mind. It is important, your mind. All right. Strong thoughts. Try as much as possible to eat healthy. Do some little exercise to get that immune system going. Use a lot of water, a lot of liquids. Follow all the hygiene, etc. I'm not saying that we in Trinidad and Tobago is out of it. I don't want to let number one. I don't want to let number one in the world, make us, let our guard down in any way. All right. I foresee that maybe if in another month or two, we continue, keeping those numbers down. Um, we would be a shining light to the world. All right. We we must continue, talking to each other. We are recording this, in our own simple way, on the farmer's voice. We want to commend you, Jascribe, for this opportunity. We did not know 6 months ago when we started that, we will be doing, maybe a dozen podcasts on COVID. All right, the records are here that maybe somewhere in the future, um, some some little child will grow up and listen to this podcast and say, well, listen, there was a tiny island in the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, and some other islands, Jamaica, Barbados, and others, who this archipelago of islands, would have shared, encouragement and positivity to the world. Just right?
Yes, yes, yes. We all gotta be strong and be there for each other. And before we end, I just like to share a little song I've been working on. It's called
Excellent.
it's called Never Giving Up. It's not edited yet, but I feel it's a good song to end on. So I'm gonna just
Yes, and thank you, Jascribe. Shakespeare once said, if music be the food of love, play on, Jascribe.
yes, 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 yes. We all need some comforting at this time. So I'm just gonna quickly play the song. You know, never giving up by me, Jazz Tribe. We'll be out soon, coming out on my EP, Love Yourself, which will be out soon. You know, also the Love Yourself album. Songs of hope and encouragement during this time. So, if you just excuse me, Uncle, for 3 minutes, I'm gonna play this song, Never Giving Up. Then we'll end.
Okay, okay. You want me to just share some words?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, all right. And to everyone in our country, Trinidad and Tobago, I want to compliment that team effort thus